All right. So I screwed up the time, as I tend to do. I don't know why I had it. So some people came an hour ago. Hopefully they'll come back. I'm sorry. I changed it, so I did change it. James, tell us what you're up to, buddy. Sid James is down in West Palm Beach.
Oh.
Where it's...
Are you amid the mess of COVID crap going on?
Yeah, we're on the top edge of it.
Yeah.
It's 50 miles south of here.
Okay.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
What is it? Pretty much Miami and
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And, they've gotten to the point where they're fining people $100 for not wearing a mask when they're outside.
Yeah.
And that hasn't even enticed them to wear masks.
Well, it's just a very interesting world. You guys could keep losing as many people as you are now for 2.5 more years before you'd top New York. So,
yeah, it's just we've. It's an interesting state I live in.
Yeah, well,
we'll just leave
interesting times we all live in, my friend. Interesting times we all live in.
Yeah, but today I'm mostly taking the day off because
you've been working
till 8 o'clock last night, and we're shooting again tomorrow night, and then we're shooting Monday. And it's been a good job.
This is the hardware manufacturer for the military?
Yeah, they're what it is, the company, I can share it with the few people that are here. The company is HID. They are a global company. They are the people that print all the green cards for the green card holders in Texas. They print our passports and the passports for a whole bunch of other governments around the world. And these are biometric devices. So we did some iris scanners for India because in India, not everybody has a phone and all of that. So you can go into the convenience store and look into this iris scanner and they'll take the money out of your bank account and buy a pack of gum or whatever.
Okay.
They've got fingerprint scanners. So if you meet a homeless person that doesn't have any ID, oh, for the love of God, buddy. You can scan their fingerprints right there on site and get feedback as to whether they had any prior arrests or anything like that. And that way you don't have to transport them to the jail to figure out who the hell they are.
Got it.
So we started out with 9 products and then they scaled it back to 7 products. But the scenarios are all these big productions we had, police in a police car with a laptop, fingerprinting a suspect on the street. We had military guys in an Afghanistan-looking region. They wanted, dusty desert, and there just isn't that much of it here in Florida.
I was going to say dusty desert in Florida.
We had to do a military sentry at the entrance, the guard gate to a military base, scanning in the IDs of the civilians that were coming to work on the base. And yeah, you can't really do that. So we had to fake it.
This is all outside.
Yeah.
So
well,
you're
not all of it.
Augmenting natural light with strobes? And
yeah, well,
cards and
fill flash, mostly the young new speed light equivalent, and one on the camera, one off the camera, some reflectors. But we got to be fairly light and portable.
Yeah.
And, fill flash on the stills, but with the video, you can't really fill flash. So
Yeah, unless you get a flash that goes, 24
Some of
frames.
that's done in post, but you pick your locations and your time of day and stuff like that. And we got really lucky that, like when we did the police thing, it was a really overcast day. So we had nice, even, flat light, and you kind of bump up the contrast in post. And that was really helpful. But yeah, it's just been, last night's shoot was, if you're watching it happen, it was hilarious. Living through it, not so much. So we had to simulate a refugee camp. And
Well, that's just Miami.
so
It's just a trip to Miami.
So there's a park down the street that has this enormous tent city of homeless people. So we went to the film commission. We got permission to film at the park. We talked to the sheriffs out there. We talked to the homeless people. We were out there the night before. Okay, we're coming tomorrow. Who wants in? We need some extras. We can pay you $20 a piece. And so we got 5 volunteers. And then we showed up at 5 o'clock last night. 3 of them were already in jail. 1 of them was too drunk to walk. But the last guy helped us round up 4 other people who needed $20. So we got to shoot it. And then you're doing the easy release thing. And, well, I don't really want to put my real name or my real birthday. And it's like, well, if you want the $20, you really have to do that. So it was kind of comical.
Yeah.
But
that's the part I don't miss. But,
one of the homeless guys fell in love with our female border guard, who's a pretty well-respected model in Miami.
If you're gonna be a homeless guy falling in love with somebody, it might as well be a female border guard model. That's you can't get any better than that. Oh wow. Well, welcome everybody. We Sid and I decided we just want to talk about photography today. We talked a little bit about the changing universe of photography last week. Sid, refresh me. Did I mention the words visual marketer last week? I don't think I did.
No.
That I heard this on a podcast with Gary Vee, and he was talking to a digital agency they were hiring graphic designers, and they especially wanted graphic designers that understood photography.
Mm-hmm.
And they started using the words digital or visual marketers. And I thought, man, I like that word, because that's really where we are now.
Right.
We're doing much more than just taking pictures. We're working with brands.
Right.
We're helping the brands and stuff. So it's something to think about, folks. Being a digital marketer rather than just a photographer. And I say just a photographer. That would have been very insulting for me to say 15 years ago, but I'm sorry. That's just the way it is now. We can't be just a photographer. James is a photographer who's also a production specialist, producing up there. Let me ask you this, James, are you art directing as well, or they have somebody there?
Yeah, well, we have a this has been one of the, it's a tough thing. So the project managers in Dallas and the marketing managers in Dubai and somebody else is in Amsterdam, and we've got a local guy here who knows all about the products, how they work, what they want, and all of that, but he's just too busy to art direct. He was there to art direct during all the studio part. So we did all the kind of studio simulations on a white background and all of that. But when it came to this location editorial stuff, he delegated that to his assistant. And she's a young girl, and she has absolutely no frigging interest in this project at all. None. I don't know. You're the creative people. You do it. So it just, you go,
She's
is this
signing
what you
off, though,
guys,
right?
is this what you guys are looking for? Because we're loading it all onto, I have the big iPad, so we load all the shots onto the iPad to make sure we've got everything before we let everybody run off. And she's like, yeah, I get it. It looks good to me. Okay, fantastic. But it's tough because there's not really any creative direction. And
Do you have her sign off?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, but it's to the point where yeah, she's signing off, but she doesn't really know what she's signing. She doesn't really care. She doesn't want to be there.
As long as she signs off, they bought the shot.
And we were talking about this on the ride back last night. It's like, I literally know 100 people that would give a left nut to be here to experience all of this, and they would do it for free. This chick's making 60 grand a year, and she couldn't care less. She'd rather be anywhere else in the world than out on location on a photo shoot.
Jeez. Oh well.
So
Well, it's we decided we would look at photographs last night. I want to, hey, Giles here, Alex is here, Sean, Stephanie, Carmen, Sophie, Mike, Daniel, Mark, Jean, and Virginia. Who wants to go first and share a photograph? A lot of people. We can share a lot of photographs.
How do you share?
You put the image up on your screen. Go down to the bottom where it says share screen. And then you share the window. So we don't have to see your whole screen. Just share the active window with the picture in it.
Yeah, you don't want to see the whole window, the whole screen. Yeah, okay. It won't be me.
If everybody saw my whole window, you'd think I was demented. All right, who wants to go first?
We don't need to see your whole window.
Oh no, you don't. I've got enough crap on my desktop.
I'm glad somebody else said it.
She meant to know that you're demented.
Oh,
Thank you.
Sure.
Some got it.
All right.
What kind of photographs are we sharing? I'm new to the rodeo. I haven't done one of these Friday things.
Any kind of photograph you want to share. I thought I would pull out a couple of my front yard shots that I've been doing. They're kind of fun.
Hey, Don, can I share one that I found on a manufacturer's website?
Yeah. I mean, is it somebody else's picture or?
It's somebody else's picture, but you can see the photographer in it.
Yeah, sure.
Let me pull it up. Oh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, I don't know how to do this here. Let me
go down to share screen.
Share screen.
And then share your the active window. You'll see where your choices are, and just share the active window.
I don't see choices. Okay, share screen. Host disabled attendees screen sharing.
All right, hold on.
Always the host.
Hold on.
Go to your sharing, Dawn, and then there should be an advanced sharing tryout menu. Click that, and then you can enable it for everybody.
Yeah, they keep moving this around. Here we go. Should be good now.
There we go.
Well, what what in the hell is he got in his hand?
I don't know. To me, it looks like, remember the old disc cameras from
It
Kodak?
does. It looks
That's what I was
Exactly
thinking.
like one.
It's one of those little Fuji instant ones.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Don't you think it
Yeah.
looks like one of those little Fuji
yeah, it
instant
looks like,
cameras?
what are they called? Instax or something?
Yeah.
Correct, in stacks, yeah.
They're kind of rounded.
Well, see, and so there you go.
Yeah, this was on their product website page.
Well, okay.
Is that a local company to you?
Yes, it is. It's a local company here in Kansas City.
Well,
And you wrote down their marketing information?
I do have their marketing information written down, yes.
you could say, and not only am I a good photographer, I can actually shoot it without doing a portrait of myself.
Yeah, there was a couple of them. This was the one that was most blatant.
Well,
We know
Maybe
since
the
it's
camera
CSI, you
comes
can
with the
enhance
part when you
that.
buy it.
I just about died laughing because it reminded me, Don, of your talking about the Williams-Sonoma shoot.
Williams-Sonoma, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was back before digital, or I would have used my phone camera to get it, but once in New York, there was a great big billboard, huge billboard, that goes on the side of buildings. So I'm not talking about like a billboard like on the side of the road, like on the building, right? And there was this lovely young model, and she's jumping in the air, really nice shot. And of course, because I'm a photographer, I just scan the horizon. I scan the horizon. What do I see? 5 alien bees on stands in the background, way in the background. 5 alien bees on stands, a bunch of fill cards and stuff leaning up against the wall. I guess they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll go with it." It's not something I would do. Well, at least we know that for this particular company, sharpness is not an issue.
No, not at all. And then I've got the other one. I was gonna, if I could share one more.
Yeah, sure.
Let me pull it up. I was playing around the other day, and came up with,
While you're doing that, hey James, would you care to share a couple of your behind the scenes with us?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, that'd be cool.
Want me to?
Let's see Lawrence first, and then we'll flip over to you.
yeah, this is one that I was playing around with for trying to figure out a composition. I call it morning breakfast during COVID. Just playing around with a little editorial.
Okay.
Isn't it amazing how quickly we're used to seeing masks and hand sanitizer now?
And alcohol.
And
Laying on
alcohol.
the masks in trash and in
Oh,
gutters on the street and
what is with people throwing masks away? Like, there's just
hanging
no
in
hope.
the,
There's no hope for human beings. If you like can't stop, I mean, it's crazy. It's
And I
crazy.
don't get it. 'cause
I was
And it's
at
like
Home Depot.
it's like that everywhere. So
Yeah, I was at Home Depot, and they've got actual Home Depot buckets tied to their cart return corrals, and those things are just full of all kinds of trash, including masks, gloves, condom wrappers. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they just go along with a mask. Buy 2 masks, get a condom. Anyway, I don't understand it. Those things are expensive. I've been using the same mask since late March. You can do that, right?
right, correct. Well, I think it's the advisable, Don.
I wash mine. It's a paper mask, so it's got a lot of holes in it. Well, I'll tell you, Lauren, the challenge I have with this picture, if you want to critique.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the challenge I have with the picture. Well, I can't. Can I? Let's see. Can I do this? Do. Can I? Where's my thingy? I can't mark on it, right? Okay.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
No, I don't think I can. I'm not seeing it anywhere. So your what's this? Ooh,
The
hold
neck label.
Hold
cuts
on.
Across.
I can. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Yep.
Great. All right. This is predominant in the image.
Yep.
And it becomes the centerpiece. The items, for my taste, are too far away from each other. It's like the table's there and everything's set over there. Now, for a social distancing, yeah, it's social distance, but I don't know if that really works for this shot. I think you got to bring everything in close. But the thing that is really troublesome is you've got this horizon line bright. Do you see it?
Yep.
And it intersects the bottle at the same point
As
that the
label.
bottle goes dark and bright below. And so we don't see the top of the bottle. It's out of our consciousness till we look for it. It's not hidden. It's lit well, but we just don't see it. The entire image that we're seeing is down here. I would get everything in really close. And remember that anytime you show words, that we're going to focus on the words. We're going to read the words. We can't help it. It's just part of us. So I would be very careful, like maybe put the drink over this, just to let a little bit of the words come through. There's a shot here for sure. I just think that it's probably, you're still looking for it, okay?
Well, I'm hoping my macro rail will be in today, because I think that I could do something with that at a little different angle and then do some focus stacking on it.
Yeah. What and
I do like the way the mask parallels the top of the paper. I just think it should go over to the right a little bit more.
I'm sorry,
this
James.
is way too far to the right here. This is it's uncomfortable, and having this bright horizon just end up there,
Right.
with no real reason, by the way, no real reason for all of this to exist.
Okay.
Might be better off putting the whole thing back right on the edge here. Work on the edge. Don't know.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
All
I
right.
can share one as well, Don, if you don't mind.
What's that?
I can share one as well, if you don't mind.
Let me say, I had Jim pull up a couple of his outtakes. Let's see if he's ready.
Sure.
Yeah, no, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to Joe.
I think it's this. Share. Okay. So you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So this was the police shoot. So we did stills and video, and most of the stress around this wasn't the shooting. The shooting was fairly straightforward. You've got a little handheld device, and you've got the guys interacting. You've got really speedy cops with the blue sneakers, but those were never in the shot, so it didn't really matter.
Sure.
But the big stress in all of this was lining everything up. The police car was $500 for half a day, and we had to schedule it. We had to get permission from the owner of this building, and we drove around for probably 3 hours looking for a building that was suitable as a background, gave that kind of grungy industrial feel, but that we could also use and wasn't in the process of working. This company had actually just relocated up the street, and so they weren't conducting business there, and we were able to bring the cop car in for that. This was when we were doing all the studio shots. This is one of those iris scanners, and we did 7 products. What we ended up doing, I was able to get, you can see how the screen here isn't blown out even though the strobes are firing. We ended up turning all the lights out and going with 1-second exposures because we were shooting product. We didn't have to worry about things moving around that much. So we shot a 1-second exposure so we could get the detail of what was on the screen to show through while the product itself was properly lit. This is one of the few products that doesn't have a screen or a touchpad or whatever. But pretty much all the other ones did. So you had to highlight the software. A couple of them work with an iPhone, so you had to show the app running on the iPhone. And we were able to get it in one shot by doing that super long exposure with the flash duration really short. And then this was our soldier shoot. The uniforms came from Amazon, $59 a piece. The helmets were $25. They're paintball helmets, but they look close enough to military helmets that it'll be fine. And then this is another one of their super heavy duty rugged thing. We had to get the tactical gloves to show that the touch screen worked with the tactical gloves. And this was kind of like what I imagine it's like out in Don's neck of the woods. This was about 6:30 in the morning, and it was about 976 degrees out.
Yeah.
The biggest part of the retouching on these stills was getting all the sweat off the guys' faces because it was early in the morning, but they were broiling already.
Yeah.
And it happened to work out really well. There was this ridge back here, and we got the sun coming over the ridge, and it made a real sort of epic scene to the whole thing. This is
So did you shoot stills and video, or did you pull stills off the video?
No, we shot. There were two cameras there, one to shoot video, one to shoot stills. And then I had an assistant with me that took some behind the scenes with the still camera when I was shooting the video.
All right, very good. Well, thanks, James.
That middle image you showed, the second behind the scenes shot, I think it's fascinating that you're wearing a green screen mask on. That's pretty awesome. So I think everybody for next week, we need to figure out, everybody has to submit a picture where you've photoshopped something into the green screen area on that shot. Fat nose or big lips or something like that. I think that'd be awesome.
I might have my prototypes back. I designed 5 masks with really awful, vile sayings.
That's great though. Like if he was in front of a green screen, just that bottom portion of his head would vanish.
Like, Grand Canyon.
That's awesome.
All right.
Thank you, sir. All right, Joe, you want to show us something? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, I can share 1 or 2 pictures that I recently shot. I haven't been doing that much, to be honest, recently, but so desktop 1, I guess. Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to figure out how to share this.
Open the image up in like any kind of viewer, and then
but apparently I need to grant Zoom permission to share my desktop. Give me just
I have
one
to.
second.
I already did. Let me do it again. I already did. I already said everybody could do it.
So
all
I think it's local permissions, Don. I seem to remember.
it is, yeah.
The very first time I tried to screen share with someone.
Okay, now it works.
All right.
Let's see.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So just a shot I did for a local restaurant here.
Is that
just
water or?
Yeah, it's a plain bottle of water. Yeah.
Okay.
Try to get a splash shot with some movement, obviously.
Yeah. Nice, clean.
I sprayed the rocks. Actually, it was a tip from you from a previous assignment from P52 as well. Just to pop the rocks a bit more, and that's it.
And you shot against white background, or did you shoot against the softbox itself?
I shot against a white background. Yeah.
Very nice. Pretty clean. I love the little black line you have on the cap up there.
Mm-hmm.
Right here. That's nice. The light that you've got for the bottle looks very good. Gives us the shape of the bottle. And your light on your rocks is very nice as well. So, I don't know. Pretty good. Well done shot. What's the other one about?
The other one is just a couple of rusty tools that I brought from my father's garage, and I just dumped them on the table, actually on top of that board, and that wooden board, I mean, and and I just shot.
I like what you're doing with this. I don't know if it's your vignette or what, but this part of the drill is just dying down there.
The vignette was added. I could have cleaned that.
I think
the vignette was added in post.
Very much clean that up and make sure that this drill bit, because this dark drill bit up against that dark wood with the vignette, it's like our eye has to go search for it instead of us seeing that unit there.
Okay.
Yeah. I love a shadow. I love the shadow. The shadow's cool. Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
What is the light?
The light was on the left, on the right side of the image.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly to the top.
Mm-hmm. But what was it? Was it a softbox, strobe?
It was a softbox, yes.
Softbox. Okay. Yeah, it looks really good. Good job.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Who's that? Who else?
I'll go. If you
Cindy,
don't
wanna
mind.
show something?
Yeah. Let me pop up. I've got 3. I've got 2 like little product toy ones, and then I've got one that okay, I just minimize my window here. Get this back. Share screen. Share. Oh, okay. Let me do that. Did that pop up?
Yep.
All right. So that is, I've been trying to do a little more kayaking just to calm my nerves. So this is almost right behind my studio in Nashua. That's the Nashua River. It kind of loops around. So we've been putting in there every couple of days, just paddling around for an hour and a half just to de-stress a little bit. Let the waves take us. So that's a building that's near the building my studio's in. Right now it's completely empty. We host a international sculpture symposium where we bring in 3 sculptors from around the world for a month every year, different sculptors every year. And that's currently where they're sort of housed at. They set up inside this place and they have a month to work on sculptures that they then donate to the city. So that's my sort of peace of mind. That's my Serenity Now image right there.
Now, you said the waves. Wait, waves from on the river or
just the current, I should say.
Okay.
The current just sort of carries us down, and then we frantically paddle back up. So that's that one. And then, sorry, I'm new to all of this. Share screen. So this is one from a few weeks ago. I set up in the studio. Usually this is just like me getting into the zone, me calming myself down. Is I set up a little thing in the studio and then I just take pictures of the toys that I have hanging around. So here's Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. And then this was a multiple exposure shot. So I just took two different shots that had 2 different lights lighting the background at 2 different times. And then I just sort of dropped them on top of each other. And there he is. You can almost hear Ian McKellen's voice. And so I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about this sort of like greenish, limish green that's back here.
Mhm.
That kind of works. But I really I had a smoke machine going, so there's a little faint hint of smoke here. And then I really like sort of that slightly orange rim light that's on the left-hand side of him, and it hits his hat, and it kind of comes down his shoulder.
Yeah, especially in front of the green.
Yeah. So that is that one. And then I have one more. So let me stop that. What is Sid doing? Okay. And then this was from last week. It was another, I just needed to calm myself down. So I did a little setup, and I have these little fake walls by a toy company that they make. And so this is Spider-Man, and I bought a little light off Amazon that makes a perfect little round circle light. So I lit them with that, and then I had a couple of lights that had some gels on the sides to sort of give it a little bit of a blue cast, and we got a little bit of a yellow cast. I had a filter on the circle light, the primary light, but I only had it covering up about a third of the light, so I wanted the top section where his head is to not be yellow, and then it sort of gets yellow down below. And there's smoke. You can see a little bit of smoke. I bought this little stupid thing that's for like people that play role-playing games that have little models, and you fill it full of water, and then in the water it just turns it into mist. So I just blast mist over all my toy stuff because I'm
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Having fun?
Yeah. Okay.
Sid, do you have children?
I do not. I am my own. I'm my own kid.
Just checking whether they were like part of this or.
No.
Well, I got one or two here. So while I'm showing mine, hopefully somebody's going to be scrambling to get a couple pictures to show and be brave. Like,
I have a photo.
Ready?
good.
I'm working on getting mine up.
All right, so I've got this thing, but it disappeared. All right, so share screen.
Loving that Alex is having wine. I'm a little jealous. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon.
He was just like chugging that glass.
Hey,
Hey, guys.
hey, it's 10:30. It's 10:30.
She's slamming it back.
PM.
That's 10:30. Come on. I'm joining you, Alex. It's one of the bottles that I bought to photograph.
And did you photograph it?
Hey, Alex, do you need company? I'll get my glass.
Yeah, come on.
Well, this is down in Yuma, Arizona. I did a bit of a project down there last year, and I think I need to go back for a couple of days, but it's California and they're nuts, so I'll have to wait a little while before I go over there. I don't want to get stuck over there. But this is Yuma, Arizona. It's a really interesting little town. And I was exploring, and I came around the door, the block, and I saw this, and I'm like, man, I've seen some graffiti in my life, but that was astounding graffiti. Now, that's real. Then I found out that the Del Sol Market, this is his son did this over here. I went in to ask him about it. His son did it, and it took him 2 months to do it. And those are that thing really lights up at night. The very fluorescent colors. I just thought it was really beautiful. I got to tell you.
Yeah, it's really, what's cool about it is the mural is all this kind of soft texture, and then you have all these very harsh geometric lines and the hard shadows and all that. I think that juxtaposition really adds to the shot.
Well, yeah, and my wife says, "Oh, are you going to get the sign in it?" And I said, "I got to get the sign in it."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
without the sign, it could be anywhere, right? Yeah. So I purposely got the sign. I scooched over a little bit to get a little bit of the road, the highway. I wanted it to have that feeling, the stoplight, have that feeling of something right here. My wife went up and got close-ups of the different things, the face and everything. Just beautiful painted.
The shading on the face is just gorgeous.
Oh, it's just really, really beautiful. But that was one. And then this is in Yuma. And then I did this one. Is this going to work?
What is that shadow there, Don, next to the elbow? The vertical one. Yeah.
Looks like there's some kind of a partition coming out right where her.
Yeah, it's an.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that it goes right to there. It's just like a square.
All right.
Concrete column that's there. Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot of, like, our area has seen a resurgence of murals like on the sides of buildings over the last couple of years. Do you guys have that as well?
We're seeing more of that in Phoenix, in getting rid of all the just ugly graffiti crap that was up there. And what we did, I don't know if you ever saw the back of my studio, the graffiti we had in the back of our studio. We found found out the name of the street artist that was the artist for this gang that runs the neighborhood there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we paid him to paint the back of the studio.
Nice.
Paid him $1,000. Nice. And he did a beautiful, beautiful mural, very Southwestern Indian, a little Mexican culture in it and everything. Really beautiful. And the cool thing was nobody had enough guts to tag it. Because so I'm serious, because the gang would, if you tagged it, they better not find out who your ass is, or they don't have a court system, presumed innocent kind of thing.
They don't need a court system.
No, they pretty much handle it their own way. But I thought this was fascinating. This sign has been there since 1950, and that's the car they painted on this thing in 1950. And I just thought it was really fascinating. No, the car wash does not still work. It hasn't worked for a long time, but this is the kind of stuff I go and look for. The thing, you know what really appealed to me, right? Look at the fonts.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool font.
It's like folk art. It's like
it is.
It's awesome.
I love it, and I don't know what font it is or what they use, but I mean, look at the little dip in the A here and everything. It's hand painted. It was hand painted in 1950. They've painted the. You can see where they've painted other things out of it here, but this has always remained, at least according to the very old man in the grocery store that I talked to. So a couple of things from my desert.
Don, here in Kansas City, they've got an area, we call it, it's our arts district, and they actually have an alley that is called Artists Alley, and this alley runs like 2.5 blocks, and the murals on the side of the buildings change every month.
Oh, cool.
People come in and show people what they can do. It's absolutely astounding. And then our old West Bottoms downtown area, all the buildings down there are nothing more than brick canvases for street artists to ply their trade, and some of those are just absolutely gorgeous.
Awesome.
Well, that's one thing, that if it's good art, I don't mind it. If it's that gangy kind of.
Yeah, no, this is all just top notch.
Yeah, that's great.
There's one guy, they call him Spike, and he gets hired by companies to come and paint murals on their buildings or on the inside of their buildings. And I have a friend that has a loft that he paid this guy, I don't know how many thousands of dollars to paint the inside of his loft. It's absolutely, it's an art gallery in itself.
Very cool. Very cool.
And in Cincinnati, we have two, and the Contemporary Art Museum is involved in it.
Good.
They actually have kids who will to be in the program. They gather them, and then they send them to paint murals, and it's kind of not restricted, but at least guided, and the kids do beautiful work. And downtown Cincinnati has beautiful murals and big buildings.
Yeah, that's
Very
cool. That's cool. But to answer, I think it was Lauren's question about the buildings here in town. We are seeing much more contemporary art on the buildings. And up north, Stephanie knows what I'm talking about, Globe in Miami. Some of the stuff they're painting on the sides of the buildings are astounding. some history stuff, you know, like the history of the town on the side of a building that's a half a block long. It's really, really nice stuff.
Tucson is getting a lot more too.
Cool. Yeah, I like to see that. I like to see it. Who else has got a picture to share?
I got one ready for you, Don.
All right. Oh, did you raise your hand, Alex?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. No, we'll go to Alex next.
I have a couple too.
Okay, and then Stephanie.
I'm not National Geographic or whatever, but yeah, when we was at the Badlands, this bison was rolling around like a dog, like shaking his head and rubbing his back and everything. I was like, that is the biggest puppy you've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
So it's not like, you know, going anywhere. It was just a fun moment to catch.
Cool. Very cool. Really
Got a
fun.
little bit of the dirt flying and
Yeah, really fun.
yeah, it was interesting to watch them. And we've seen them before, but never that many and that close. So just kind of watching their behaviors. And when he started doing that, I was like, that is cool.
Fun. Well, unusual buffalo shot.
Hey, Don, I got a real quick question. When you guys are out about and, you know, doing this, do you carry your full camera gear with you, or do you have a specific point and shoot, or what are you using?
I have an everyday carry that is right here. This is my little, this is a Lumix. This goes everywhere with me. But when I go out, like when I went to Williams, I took my Nikon with the 24 to 120 on it. Because I didn't go as a photo tour trip, you know. I went as, you know, go hang with my wife and spend way too much money on food trip. So we did that. But I always have a good camera with me. If I so much as go to the market, I take this with me.
Sorry, Mark. I saw that picture and I thought, what are you using? I just didn't know.
Oh, no, you're fine. This one, we went to Glacier and stopped at the Badlands and stuff, so I had my gear anyway. So I was trying to get the best that I could, just to have maybe use for Unsplash or Creative Market or whatever, have options for different things. So, but he was just a little bit too far away and it wasn't quite sharp. I've not really shot animals before like this, so it's a learning thing. I was having fun doing it, but I had my Nikon D610, and this is a 70 to 300 lens.
Well, the only thing I would say about it, Mark, is that the buffalo's upside down. Oh, yeah, very good, very good. Let's do Alex and then Stephanie. Alex, what you got? Here we go. Oh, now where is that? Uh-oh.
Oh, she was just a tease. She's such a tease.
It went away.
She's like, oh, you like that? Oh, no.
You're muted, by the way, Alex.
Wait, what was I showing you for a sec there?
It looked like looked like sand dunes.
Oh, that's not. No, that's just the desktop thing that comes with.
That's good enough. It should be a desktop image. You did really good. You can tell that to Microsoft.
If any of you guys have pictures that you don't want to share with the world, I'd make sure they're in a folder you can't accidentally pull up.
Someone speaking from experience, huh?
I'm just saying.
Don.com.
Stuff I read on the internet.
Okay, you have to have it up first. That's the
There
thing.
you go.
So this was my last normal photo before all the lockdowns. And so that's my husband. This is his string group. So yeah.
Wow. So how this looks to me like it's a little bit of a long lens. Alex, is
No,
it?
it was a 50, but I really had to back up a lot.
It's a 50?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, super windy, dust flying everywhere. I actually lit each person. This is a composite of each of those.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's why it has that look. But you put them in those same positions that they're in, though.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I had them like sitting in the right place.
Yeah.
So,
And then you didn't move the camera.
no, that was on a tripod.
Love it.
You know that dude's green socks over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, right.
That's awesome.
The rebellious cellist.
Awesome.
So
And the young lady is a violinist,
she is a viola player.
viola player. So this is a string quintet then.
Yeah, usually you have a quartet, which is 2 violins, viola, cello, and a quintet adds a double bass, hence this guy. And you know what, when you're shooting something as big as a double bass, you almost have to treat it like it's an extra person
Yeah.
in the compositions.
Yeah.
Kind of challenging. But that's kind of nice. I like the colors.
I do too.
Yeah, I love the background on this.
Yeah, that's great.
Nice shot, Alex. Yeah.
Thanks.
Now just click on the next shot.
Sorry, I didn't know if you could see that one. So yeah, just a walking shot.
Individual shots again, or
I did do individuals as well for some of them, because about 2 of them were new people in the group, so they needed some headshots, but
okay.
they're not special.
Very nice. Really nice
Thanks.
stuff. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Love it. Steph? Who's after Steph?
Bring it up.
I have an image I'd like to share after.
Who's that?
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel. All right.
So I just thought it's hard, when they have all the gear on their face to get the expressions. And I just really thought this one, it struck me because it you could just see how caring she is, even in the midst of all this. And these people pulling up her sick, that she still is so thoughtful and caring.
And that's long lens, obviously.
It's probably between like 70 or something. I had my 24 to 105. Maybe it was at 100.
Okay.
And then I like this one with the reflection. I don't know. And then that's just another one of her.
Stephanie spent what, 3 or 4 or 5 days shooting, testing?
There was 3 of these events.
3 of them?
Yeah. Yeah. So I got, anyways, I really like her eyes. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of compassion that like exudes out of that. You can kind of get a sense of it, just even though you can't see most of the face, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm doing see if I can unshare. I'm doing a shoot on Monday with the hospice at their care facility, and that's what their biggest thing was, is like, how do we show anything when you've got shield and mask and everything, but as long as you can really tell a lot from a person by their eyes. So as long as they can experience that and share the compassion, you can see it.
Let me ask you guys, when you pull up at the convenience market and you're sitting there in the car and you pull that mask up around your face before you get out of the car, doesn't it feel like every bad guy movie ever made? Every bank robber, every Circle K
worse with sunglasses on.
Yeah, and then you bring your sunglasses down and pull the hat down tight. I mean, it's like,
Yeah, I've been doing more Ubering here lately, and when I have somebody with me, unless it's bright to the point that I can't wear my sunglasses, I'll leave my sunglasses up so I can at least make eye contact with them, because you lose smile and facial expression, and part of what I get is ratings and tips. So, without being able to connect, it makes it really hard.
Daniel, what do you got?
Okay, this is my favorite COVID era shot, which was for the P-52 assignment, and it's kind of an auxiliary shot to this assignment. I don't know if
Okay.
you can see it.
Yep.
Yep.
And with all the canceled graduations and parties and dances and stuff, I kind of envisioned this as being a shot about disappointment and not getting to go to the party.
Yeah. Big softbox or window?
Softbox left through a translume and a white fill on the right side, and then another small light to light up the floor on the back right.
Back here? Yeah, the bright area.
Yeah.
That really helps the shot. I got to tell you, with that little bit of light down here really sets
Yeah,
the shot up.
it was really dead back there, so I decided to add that. Thought it helped a bit.
When you have this much of it dark over here, it just kind of winds down. If it just stayed dark, it would have that real heavy, almost oppressive kind of side light, but you open it up with this. That's really nice.
Thanks.
Kind of funny that you like that so much, Don, because that's the one part of that picture I dislike immensely, because it looks like the backdrop stops a few inches above the floor, and then it's light coming from some other source.
Yeah, I didn't see it as a backdrop though.
No, that's just me. I would actually prefer the dark oppressive, especially if you're going for that feeling of, oh darn, I missed something. It should have kind of an oppressive feeling. But that's the dark.
Yeah, it might work both ways for sure. Thank you,
But it's an
Dan.
awesome shot.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much. Who else?
I did a shoot last Sunday.
I'm sorry, Gene?
I did a shoot last Sunday. I have a couple of shots.
Okay. By the way, I'm very excited. I get when I called up my eye doctor and said, dude, my right eye is like, he said, well, that doesn't sound like an emergency. We'll get you in August 26th. I said, yeah, no. And they just called me back this morning. I get to go in right after this. So I'm going to boogie out and have them take a look at my dead right eye. That's nice. Well, you're right at the edge of exposure there, Gene. That's very pretty.
So I did this like 3 weeks ago, and the problem was that there were too many shadows in the back, and it really distracted from the fact that the flowers and the reflection made a complete circle around the product.
Uh-huh.
I went back in and I actually ended up reshooting several of them. So that's one. I have to give the woman the Oscar back because it wasn't mine.
Oh, I like this one. I like this one better than the previous one. I like this one. I don't think there's anything much harder than shooting small cosmetics. I think it's one of the most difficult things that we do, that we can even try to do.
Was one that was lent to me that it's a Burberry perfume, and the bottle is only like 1.5 to 2 inches, and it's really heavily textured. And there was no way for me to position it that it looked good, so I scrapped it.
You know, when you think about it, I think shooting this kind of tiny cosmetics, it's very similar to just shooting jewelry, because we have to show the crystal of the glass, we have to show the cut of the glass. All of those things are important because the fragrance company, they spend millions of dollars developing those bottles, because when you're standing there at the cosmetics counter, you don't get to smell everything, you get to see it. So they in an ad, they can't sell the fragrance, they have to sell the bottle. So really, really interesting. Nice. I like the very pale yellow roses a lot.
Yep, those were 70% off at Michael's COVID sale.
Those are fake?
Yes.
Wow.
It was my goal to make them not look fake, but yes, 70%
Hold it
off
off.
at Michael's. Thank you, appreciate that.
Very good. Who else?
I have one photo.
I knew you would, Sophie.
Did you? This is, so that was end of June. It was during a performance for the opening of a photographic show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really touched by I mean, I only had my 50 millimeter with me, and you had whatever spot you chose, that was where you stayed. You couldn't move during the performance. So you got what you got. It wasn't, you couldn't build or think about it. But I was really touched because for me, this photo is like, you have the people in the background with the masks. Then you have the guy with the drink in his hand. You have a photographer bottom right. And the dancer, the artist, she's in the middle. And it's like, they expose themselves so much. And it's like a real gift for us, you know? It's like the vulnerability and the offering. That,
and this is a dance performance?
Yes.
Solo dance?
Yes.
Yeah, my wife, you know, my wife's a choreographer and a dancer.
Mm.
And I've always followed the dance, whether ballet or modern dance and stuff, but I can't think of anything too much other than standing there with a microphone and singing. And even then you've got the song to cover, you know, if it's a good song, but when you're a solo dancer, you're just, that is a kind of bravery that I unfortunately do not have, or maybe fortunately do not have, because I can't dance. So, but it's, I great respect for him. Nice shot. I like the way you've got her face right in front of his brightly lit forehead, so we see her face.
Mm. It's, yeah, I don't know. I was, for the symbolic, for what it represented with all the elements, I was really touched by that photo when I saw it.
I think it's great. Sophie, have you seen it in black and white yet?
Yes. I don't think, funnily enough, for once, I don't think it's as strong in black and white.
Okay. So you like the warm tones and the whole bit?
Yeah, it had something worked better, unless I need to work more on the black and white to get it to that mood.
I don't know. I wouldn't know how to answer, but yeah. You know, it all comes down to
I like the mood of this one.
What's that?
I like the mood of this one a lot.
Yeah.
Especially the back where the two ladies are standing. It's cool, Sophie.
Thank
you.
you.
The lighting on her arm is just phenomenal. Love that. On
the
that
what?
right arm. The lighting on her right arm, not our left, whatever.
Yeah.
Just the way it. I mean, you've got so much contrast with her muscles.
There's a lot going on in the picture, and yet we get that there's something about her, but we don't necessarily know she's dancing.
Mm.
You know? Do you know the photographer Josef Kudelka?
I think you've spoken about him before.
Yeah, I go up and look at Josef Kudelka's photographs, because he has this same sort of this magic moment that's caught here. That you could write 1,000 stories about, all different, you know, and in most cases of his images, the first story that comes to mind is nothing at all what's going on in the picture. It just happens to, he just creates those narratives by that tiny moment that he snaps. I think you achieve the same thing here.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love her arms. That right arm is the strength.
Oh, she's so muscular. It's crazy. Her body.
And as much as the arm here works, I love the little bit of light on the hand. I wonder if this hand had been lost into shadow, if it would be as dramatic a photograph.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things. The same thing with her nose and her mouth against the light forehead behind it, so that the face doesn't disappear. It doesn't become anonymous.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Sophie, I might think about lightening him just
A little bit. Yeah.
so you know, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Beautiful shot.
So we have time for one more. Who's gonna be?
I've got a picture.
All right.
If I may. So I pick my window first, and then I do the share.
Say share, and then you click the window that you want to share.
I see that. Okay.
Just like that. Look at that. We're all becoming Zoom experts.
This is that woman that some of you know of her.
Look at her shoes.
She shows up at my studio. I ran into her. This was one of those universe speaks moments where I was really kind of depressed, and I'm walking down the street and I saw her. And I'd seen her in town before, and I worked up the courage to say, hey, I think you're really original. Please come by my studio. I will photograph you. And she's now, I think I'm up to like 15 times that she's come. This was post-lockdown. And sometimes we spend, 10 minutes, sometimes, 20 minutes. And she's just really cool.
She is a rock star.
And I have 15 different outfits of this woman. But this is like one of my favorites. This outfit, when she showed up, I was just like, oh my God, let me not screw this up.
Yeah, I love this. I like the big wide belt, and then how it mimics the wall behind.
Yeah. So did you have this? Did you know, like when she walked in, were you like, I have to take you to this wall? Like, because
this wall is right across the door of my studio.
That matches her perfectly. Like,
but when I saw her, I'm like, okay, this is the wall. We're going here. And I think I took her to a few, like outside of my studio. I have some kind of, you use a different lens, you do whatever, and you get like a different look. But she was, I have this, like I told her, don't move, just keep smoking. It's like close up.
Pose her?
Just like that. Sorry?
Did you pose her, or did she just do this?
Well, I pose her against the wall. I have a light. I think this one has the light on camera right.
Okay.
No, it has to be camera left because you can see the light on her face. No, I kind of pose her gently, and then she was still smoking, and I'm like, can you just look up, please? And then once I give her like light directions, then she goes off and does her own thing. It's kind of cool.
That is one woman that doesn't care one damn bit.
Right. She is so awesome. I am so jealous that you like.
You have every time she shows up, I'm like, please, God, don't let me screw this up.
Oh.
But it was like I just reached out to her, and she's made a huge impact on the idea of a personal project and just working with her. And she's so open. And when she shows up, I don't know what she's going to wear. There was one time I told her, meet me at this location. I have her in this glitter dress in front of we have this big Ferris wheel in town. And, and it's kind of metallic, and she's wearing this metallic dress. This is 8:30 in the morning. She's awesome.
Carmen, how old of a woman is she?
She's in her 60s.
Badass. She is badass.
She's exactly.
Totally badass.
Now, is she, you said that everybody in town knows her.
Yes. Yeah. Sophie knows her. She knows who she is. We would call her.
Just a citizen who does this?
She was born, she's born in Antibes. She's Antiboise. It's just one of the people we've been seeing for like the past 30 years. I've just seen her walk in the streets since I'm a teenager. And the thing is that people talk about her, the click of her heels. It's like you hear the sound and you know she's coming by.
Well, you're going to hear these shoes from a mile away.
I wonder why.
Are you going to do a display?
I'm hoping to do. I was thinking of doing an exhibition, and I told Sophie where I wanted to do the exhibition. She goes, "You're gonna have to sleep with somebody."
Well, just Carmen, just think of it as a perk. I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking of doing. Someone in our group, I think, did an online exhibition.
Yeah.
Like through like a virtual museum
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. I was thinking of doing something like that.
More and more of those going to go on.
It would be neat if the people in the town know her, to be able to do something publicly where the people can be like, "Oh my goodness, that's her."
That's why I'm thinking this place that I have to sleep with somebody might like work out.
Okay, Carmen, without having to do that.
No, Sophie, don't talk her out of it. I think she's getting.
No, you don't. See, your old thing. Who she has to sleep with is good. It's not good. It's like.
Do you still have more wine left over from your photo shoot? I did air quotes there.
It's gonna take more than that.
See, Sophie, the more wine you have, the best, or the less ungood it is. That's.
Yeah. There's limits.
Yes, and that would take a lot of wine from what they're saying.
Yeah.
Not enough wine in the world.
It could be the French version of Harvey Weinstein. I'm not sure you can have enough wine for that.
And this is another local woman. She had blue hair, and I said, "Oh, you got to come by and wear your mask." And I found this paper tablecloth on sale, picnic tablecloth thing, and I photographed her.
Really
so
great.
She's a lot of fun.
And look on the bright side, she knows how to keep a secret.
And then this is me inside my studio, like not having a good day. This is the COVID assignment that you had given, John.
Yep.
About how you feel about post or getting out of confinement or what have you.
How did you trigger it?
I had it was the timer with the 10 seconds.
Oh, so you were running.
It was sneaker remote, It's like, okay, click.
Actually, I think what happened, Carmen went on the other side of the glass, thought for a second, did I set the timer, and was running back and didn't notice the door was shut.
Yeah. So.
Well, on that note, thanks everybody for coming out.
Thank you.
Really had a blast. I said I will go in and edit out our talk up front because I don't think it's for public consumption. Thank you so much, everybody. I love doing these things on Fridays. We're going to keep doing them. So
good.
Let's just everybody have fun. Bring questions next time. We'll talk a little bit about some business ideas that are going around out there. And I'll see you all next time. Take care.
Take care.
All right, thanks, Don.
Bye-bye, guys.
Good luck. Good luck with your eye.
Thank you.